Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports for this live stream. And we are here to preview the World Cup, the first game of the World Cup between India and Ireland. The D-Day is already here now. That India are taking on Ireland in their opening fixture. Now we've had a build-up. Last video I did discuss about how Indian team would have gained a lot of confidence in that warm game, but at the same time there's still a lot of anticipation before the first game because this is where the real journey begins. Warm games can sit at one corner, but World Cup is a different ball game altogether. I have Antariksh with me. Antariksh, obviously, before the start of the World Cup, there is a new, whatever we say, as Indian fans, we're still backing the team and we still hope that the team does well because we still do criticize, we still do talk about, okay, we not had a ICC trophy for the last 10 years or now 11 years almost. But the fact of the matter is, before every World Cup, the anticipation, the kind of excitement, everything resets as a cricket fan, and you're looking forward to another ICC tournament.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's an ICC tournament, and we as fans always look forward to it, and especially after the the heartbreak at the last one. So we're looking forward. It's also one of a kind. So it's going to be a mixed one. We'd have some games where we'd wish, I mean, we could have had more competitive games, but it's also almost a guarantee of some or the other surprise results,
Yeah,
some good associate nations coming to the front and staking claim at the biggest stage, and possibly finding some new gems for the next IPL. I mean
yeah.
that if that's where cricket is revolving. But no, certainly. See, of course, we know at the end of the day, we'd be very, very, very sort of interested in the Super Eights rather
Yeah.
than the group stage in terms of the viewership, in terms of the competition that's gonna. But see, hey, it's the first game. It's against Ireland. We get it. It's a new pitch. We saw what this pitch and stuff and this whole place can do. So it's going to be interesting nonetheless. And yes, to see India in a World Cup is always exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, I wanted to bring an analogy straight up. I know IPL is done and dusted, but you waited for 10 years for a trophy, right? How was that feeling like? Now if we can resonate with the Indian team. I mean, it's not been easy as a KKR fan also. Like, you waited for 10 years, and when it came, it tasted a lot more sweeter than the wait in itself. So you would be able to explain how much is a 10-year wait like more than anybody else.
To be honest, that's the beauty. I mean, probably the beauty and the sad part of being a fan, that you're in love with the team so much that you don't really realize that 10 years have gone by, right? Because we as fans sometimes don't even, I mean, maybe not Australian fans, but the rest of the fans like we don't even require a trophy or stuff, right? Like we just get happy on Paytm series and IDFC First Bank trophies and stuff, right? But no, I mean, our favorite teams, they're our favorite because they make our heart beat faster. They give us so many good memories for a lifetime. And so you probably don't realize, oh my God, 10 years just went by. I genuinely don't remember 10 years objectively. That
Yeah.
this is where we won the trophy and this is where we didn't for the next 10 years. It just felt like, okay, 5-6 साल हो गए गंभीर को, and now he's won it us again. But no, it's been 10 years. So, see, man, we get this trophy. We get a part of ourselves healed from that World Cup final. We go to the Champions Trophy, we go to another World Cup, and then we T20 World Cup, and then we go to another World Cup. So we will try to pick up as many as possible on the way to heal a bit of ourselves each time we go into a World Cup.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the mood in the country with a lot of elections going on. But the hype is quite less for this World Cup, you reckon? So because have people given up? I mean, for me personally, I just feel this is possibly one of the only World Cups where people are not even talking about it. Like, there's an India Ireland first game of the World Cup, and everyone is like, okay, it's fine. It's an India Ireland. It's a World Cup. We've seen this before. I mean, nobody's really talking. Oh wow, India Ireland is taking place, right? Oh my gosh, and we gotta watch this India taking on. Maybe it could be because of the elections and the mood in the country, but
No, you're right.
this is
No, no, no.
the front of things.
You're absolutely right, and it's not just about India, right? Like with social media now being here, like we can really judge the hype, right? The international hype and stuff. So you're right, and probably I think there are a couple of reasons. One, as I just mentioned, too many associate nations involved at this stage of the tournament, which is again good for the game. Up in a country that doesn't usually field many sort of tournaments and stuff, West Indies, and then in a country that has its first ever cricket tournament. So that is a reason. Too many associate nations. Plus, also there's something called as overdosing, right? I mean, it's called the Indian Premier League, but we know it's the worldwide Premier League, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's one for the whole world, where all the people, where all the best cricketers from the world and the
yeah.
spectators from the world are all like they have all their eyes on us. Even countries like Pakistan who don't play in it would be certainly keeping a close eye on it. But anyways, so it's just gone over, and before it actually got over, the Indian camp was set up to actually come and join in for the World Cup. So there is a bit of overdosing here, but trust me, right? World Cup's a gem, right? And as soon as these Super Eights or we get a couple of thrillers, the hype would start flowing in.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that's how the modern day flows as well. But let's talk about the team now. You saw the warm game. We've had a very happy result. But the same ground was used for South Africa, which is Sri Lanka game, where 77 looked like a lot of runs. I mean, we were talking about 77 being a power play score of sorts in IPL. And all of a sudden, 77, just a double digit score. Sri Lanka almost made a match of it. South Africa had a crawling task to get to that 77, and it wasn't easy. And Sri Lanka really found like, oh my gosh, we're playing impossible, the toughest wicket they could have ever played on. I mean, that's how a T20 game was made out. I thought the pitch was terrible. It was never a good advertisement for T20 cricket because too much of grass. I mean, let's be honest. That would have been a great test wicket of sorts. But for a white ball game, I don't know, man. I mean, as much as I would advocate the fast bowling and I advocate bowling to be there in the game, but that's not the right advertisement if you're taking game to US. That's not the right advertisement if you're taking the game for marketing in a different country because that really felt like, okay, you know what? This is impossible for a batter to score any run in that.
To be honest, you know what? Like again, maybe I'm a bit IPL biased and stuff, but after IPL, it was just funny, and I was happy to see a pitch of that sort. I get it, of course. You can't two wrongs don't make a right. You're right. So
Yeah.
that's not how it's supposed to be. But it just felt ki ठीक है यार bowlers भी जिंदा है इस game में, right? Like you have to struggle. Like it just felt like you're not playing cricket 7 anymore. And I mean the one ball was keeping low and then the other was swinging like it was Lords and at 8 a.m. So it looked like a first time pitch is what I can say, right? It
Yeah.
looked like someone had just curated it for the first time in their lives. So
Yeah,
almost
but
that.
the funny part is the pitch is brought in from Adelaide, right? It's a drop-in wicket from Adelaide. So obviously, when you talk about drop-in wickets, we do not know what to expect out of it. And I heard few reports. I read a few reports which said, drop-in wickets tend to seam around a lot more. Then it tends to get better with time. But drop-in wickets also don't deteriorate like the normal wickets which you have, right? It stays intact. So I think if what we saw in the other strip has to take anything from what we're going to see in this coming games for India, I mean, it's good that India playing the starting part of the World Cup here because you don't want to play in these kind of wickets against the likes of the
Yeah,
Australia or New Zealand or England for that matter
that's true.
because that's where you are going to be in a lot more trouble in the Super Eight stages. By some good luck for India, India will not be playing the Super Eights in these grounds, so that's a good thing, isn't it?
Absolutely, and yeah, I mean, as we just said, right? As the tournament goes on, I mean, we have Ireland today. We have a couple of games that I mean we'd be interested about, but frankly, like we won't be looking forward to getting challenged that hard in those games. But there would be games, right, where we'd face the world's best opposition and a lot of teams that are going to give us a decent challenge. We'd want a fair and square sort of a pitch there. We wouldn't want something like that to happen. I mean,
Yeah,
in those games. So yeah, let's wait, watch, and see
exactly.
how it develops.
I mean, we're a couple of minutes away from the toss. I mean, how do you expect the team to line up? Because there are already reports of saying that Virat Kohli will open the batting with Rohit Sharma. I mean, Virat Kohli loved batting up top in the IPL. You saw that season which he had with RCB. And one of the main reasons why RCB was pulled out of a hole out of nowhere. And then you have a Rohit Sharma who's still hitting form. He's not there. Hardik Pandya showed glimpses of form in the last game, and which is good side. I mean, Hardik in blue, which is in India blue, it's a different beast. One can say so because he stepped up always in these big occasions. Then you have the likes of Rishabh who did really well in his comeback of sorts in the Indian jersey, who scored a brilliant
Yeah.
50. What can you expect out of this team?
I mean, it's going to be a mixed bag, right? Because again, you rightly mentioned there, if Hardik plays well, probably India plays well, right? He's a very now that he's in the squad amidst all the controversy and stuff, we'd really want him to perform and perform very well. So that's one. There are a couple of question marks as to some roles defined in the team, as you just mentioned. Who's going to open? What's going to happen there? So that's going to be interesting to see as well. Also about the fact that what the middle order is going to be like, and whether we're going to shuffle up, how the bowling combination is going to be like. So a lot of questions to be answered yet. And as and when the tournament will progress, now also, like, as a fan, I don't really understand. I mean, it's not like that, don't understand, but it's just that I feel, right. So you're going to play associate nations and stuff, but then can you judge players on those performances for big games? Like, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me, if you know what I'm saying. So it's going to be interesting whether you want to give chance to some new people, whether you think the likes of
But would
Shivam
you
Dube.
would you tinker around with the score a lot more because you would want that settled 11 from game one, right? I mean, looking at it
That
from a viewer's perspective or as a fan as well, you would okay. Obviously, you want to see a lot of things being tried out, but this is not the time. Like now, you're off and running. Like now, you are like on your A game from first game onwards. But that's where you set the tone, and
that is the
you
general convention. Yes, that is the general convention in World Cups, that you want to get your settled 11, that you want to be settled before you start to get unsettled. But I mean, you can't really say that players in this squad at least don't deserve a chance, because we know what they're capable of, and how they've been in the IPL. And I just believe that apart from a couple of selections that we have discussed a couple of times, I mean, most probably all of them deserve at least a shot. So again, going to be very interesting to see how we decide who's going to play first, and what are we trying to see in our 11.
yeah.
So yeah, let's see. Today is going to give us a big hint as to how, because
I mean, who are
we
you
know
particularly interested about? I mean, is there any player that impressed you? I mean, among all
Shivam
the
Dube.
names you have.
Shivam Dube for sure. I mean, I see him as a very, very, very very bright future prospect, not just in the
Shivam Dube.
T20s, for the ODI as well. And I'd
Yeah,
rather fancy him much more for the ODIs, because we often find all rounders for T20s here and there. But to find genuine all rounders who can play the longer formats of the game is something that excites me as an Indian fan. Haven't had that for a long time, since Hardik Pandya and his injuries have sort of derailed all of that. So very excited for that. I was very excited for Rinku Singh in a World Cup also, but I mean, we don't know whether he's going to be a part of it in a
yeah.
proper sense. But let's see
I
if
mean,
that's
you rightly
what's
mentioned about
planned.
all-round skills, and Shivam Dube also did ball a couple of overs against Bangladesh, and he picked up a couple of wickets, and it was interesting. I mean, Rohit Sharma does trust him a lot more. I mean, as a fan, you are looking at Jasprit Bumrah returning back, right? I mean, I'm the only person watching. Yeah, thank you, Amrish Reddy. If you're the only person watching, it really means a lot. Thank you for taking your time out. Obviously, we are here to give you the best content possible, and continue to share the videos so that we can keep bringing you good content as well. Do not forget to check out our course as well on Mad About Sports if you're into cricket and analytics, and if you want to really make a career out of it. But the Google form is in the description. But before we get into match, I think the toss is just a couple of minutes away. Again, yeah, I think we're
This is
almost
the
there for
same
the
pitch,
toss.
right? Where we had a warm up game.
I think it is the same pitch. I have no confirmation on that. But the pitch does look a little green, though. I mean, what to expect? I mean, what are you expecting? Is this going to be a low-scoring World Cup of sorts?
Again, yet to be seen, man, because we've seen a couple of games go through that. Namibia, Oman, I think it was a very nail biting kind of a game. Another one, as we saw the Sri Lankan game. But apart from that, which I believe that was the same pitch, we scored 180 here in the warm up game. So I mean, it's way too early doors to see how the pitches perform. Maybe time plays a factor, days play a factor, weather plays a factor, a lot of things to consider. Maybe now the grass could be a bit, on the shorter
So
side this
India
time.
won the toss here. That's an update I have. India won the toss bowling first against
All
Ireland.
right,
So I don't know about the
there you
team
go.
news
So
yet, but obviously India bowling first. How do you see that?
yeah, good. I mean, bowling first doesn't surprise anyone one bit. This is a norm now. You win the toss and you choose to bowl first. Probably, maybe, the conditions could also support the bowlers right now. So, I mean, I don't know what's the local time there. Like, you
I
know,
think the local time is. Let me check. It's 10 hours behind, if I'm not wrong. Uh,
it's 9:25, 9:30. Yeah,
25. Yeah.
it's so it's
So
almost like, yeah, a
10 hours.
12 hour
Yeah, 10
stretch. Yeah.
hours. It's 10:4. Sorry, 10:4.
Right. So they
10:4.
so
The
okay.
10:30
So
start.
today's 5th June for us. They also have fifth, right? They don't have sixth.
Yeah. So I think
They're 12 hours
uh,
behind, right? Not in front.
So, so Rohit has
Let's
just
see.
confirmed the team. So he says he's playing two spinners and four seamers, and then the guys who are missing out are Sanju, Jaiswal, and that's what he meant. That's what he remembered. So which means Jaiswal is not
Jaiswal.
opening. Virat Kohli is opening.
Jaiswal, I would have really wanted him to start Jaiswal for sure, but let's see.
So I'm
So what?
so from what I can get, Jaiswal isn't playing, and it is going to be Virat Kohli opening the batting for India.
Virat
Hopefully,
and Rohit are gonna open. Wow.
yeah. So that's the first time, right? Everybody wanted this to happen. So guys, you have it fine. Like Virat and Rohit are opening the batting for India. So Rishabh at three, Surya at four, Shivam at five.
Good.
How do you
I
see
mean,
that?
good. I mean, fantastic. I think
From what I can hear, Kuldeep Yadav is dropped.
Kuldeep Yadav has been dropped.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know. I just heard Akshar and Jadeja are the spinners. So just have to confirm that, guys. Let's just wait for that. But if
to be
Kuldeep
honest,
Yadav
I'm
is not,
very.
that's a horrendous decision.
I'm excited about Kohli opening, but I just see. I don't know. The skeptic in me just sees this as a way of trying to keep Kohli. I mean, Kohli really shouldn't start over Jaiswal in T20s. In as
But
an
my
opening
question
batsman at
is,
least.
Kohli can start, shouldn't start. What about Rohit starting over him? Right?
No, I'm not. I'm not just taking the IPL into account. Just the overall theme as an opener. I think Rohit is an established opener, and Jaiswal has shown more often than not that, of course, he deserves it there. And of course, IPL has given us a big thumbs up that Kohli, and I mean, we know already Kohli can do it, but I just believe that keeping Jaiswal out of the team right now in the form the form that he's in. Yes, IPL a bit haywire, but India ke liye, the way he's been playing, and he only plays as an opener. That's the thing. He doesn't play at
I
any
think
other place.
Antrix, we saw this coming. Right? It's not a surprise today. Like we've been talking about it for the last what, 1.5 months. That Virat Kohli will open the batting for India. And are you surprised right now, or India wanted more stability to play Shivam Dubey there? That's right.
Sorry, could you go again?
I mean, what I mean is, once Virat Kohli was picked in the team, he was going to be there in your team 11.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There was no two ways about that he was going to be left
yeah,
on. The only question was where was he going to play?
yeah.
If Virat Kohli had to play, and if we had to put in a Shivam Dubey, the only way was to drop Jaiswal.
Again, yeah, fair enough, right? Because as a fan sitting here on the sidelines, you'd want everything to go to happen at the same time. But that's where the rule of 11 comes in, right? You only can play 11. You want to have balance,
Yeah,
so you have to strike the right chord, and you have to get the balance right. So yeah, fair enough. I mean, the way it is shaped, it's not bad. It's just a bit unfortunate that a player like Jaswal has to miss out. But yeah, I mean, very excited to be honest as a fan to see Rohit and Kohli open for the first time.
yeah. I mean, now we are going to be bowling first. What do you expect out of this pitch? I think it could be a 140, 150, but it could be a tricky chase in my opinion. What are your thoughts on it, generally speaking?
I feel I hope Ireland have a good go at it, but I don't feel it's gonna happen. I hope that they do. They have a good go at it. They score a decent. They put a decent score on the board and stuff. But I'm a bit skeptical about that. Ireland's playing 11 is out for people interested. It's Paul Sterling, Andrew Balboni, their usual combination at top with Tucker. I feel he's one of their best bets going
Yeah,
forward
absolutely.
in the tournament.
I think also Harry Tactor, right? Harry Tactor is a
Yeah,
phenomenal player. I
yeah.
mean, I think he did well against India, if I'm not wrong, in one of those series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah, yeah, yeah,
beautifully
yeah.
he
You're
bowled.
absolutely right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Paul Sterling obviously is another phenomenal player.
हमारा अपना fast bowler Josh Little. So
Yes, he's also there.
he's here.
Left arm seam, good trouble
Yeah, Joshua
with
Little.
Rohit up front. That's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Our bowling lineup, yes, as you said, it's an elongated one. If we include Hardik Pandya in it, it's Pandya, Jadeja, Aksar, Bumrah, Arshdeep, and Siraj. So
I'm
quite a
interested
stack.
to see why Akshar over Kuldeep Yadav. Like, very surprising. I mean,
I
I
mean,
understand
one
they want
down
to
you have
increase the
Rishabh,
batting
two
length,
down.
but
Go on, go
to
on.
drop. Kuldeep,
I'm
you reckon that's a good idea?
again, two down you have Surya, three down you have Shivam, four down you have Pandya, five down you have Jadeja. Maybe for the lack of batting, because two down you have Surya Kumar, और उसके बाद all rounders start हो जाते हैं. It's Shivam, it's Hardik, it's Jadeja. Maybe they wanted another one, four all rounders equal two batsmen. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know, man.
So
I'm just taken aback by that particular defensive move I call it. I mean, I'm not
I
a fan of defensive moves. Like,
yeah.
trust me. Like,
Let's see,
this is the
let's see,
same
let's
mistake
see.
you've been
Maybe
making forever. Like,
even
obviously, you will win games, but the day you really want wickets, that's when it's going to really come and haunt you, right? You will not pick this 11 with two wrist spinners to keep both of them. You have two wrist spinners in your team. Neither are you playing chair, nor are you playing Kuldeep. So I'm very surprised. Very surprised. Okay, maybe you want to keep Kuldeep as a weapon against Pakistan. So be it. Good luck to
हमारे
you.
स्पिनर्स बैटिंग ही नहीं करते, यही दिक्कत है. If they start batting a bit,
I
I
mean,
mean,
are we really worried about our team collapsing now?
हाँ,
Now we are
you're
thinking
absolutely
about
spot
collapse.
on. But we've seen this way too many times, right? Even with Shardul Thakur's
Yeah.
nomination every time, every odd game, right? It's because of those extra 20 runs somehow that player
Yeah.
gives you a confidence that, oh,
Bro,
he's
I
gonna
keep
win us
telling you,
World
right?
Cups.
It's either those extra 20 runs or you save 30 runs with the ball. For
Yeah,
me, I'll always go for the 30 runs with the ball. And for me, that
boy,
is worth its weight in gold dust. Remember when we
boy,
brought in Shami,
exactly.
the same kind of opinion we had, like Shami or Shardul, and we were like, you know what, Shami is going to come in and pick you those 30 runs. Exactly what happened. The guy went on to pick 26 wickets in the World Cup. For me, Kuldeep Yadav is India's number one bowler alongside Jasprit Bumrah. He should be starting every game. There is no, you drop a seamer, I don't care. But you're not dropping Kuldeep Yadav. That's just, I just feel that's just bad tactic. Maybe, okay, the pitch is green, whatever. But Akshar Patel is not your answer for Kuldeep Yadav. For all respect. I mean, I don't know. What are
Yeah,
your
I mean,
expectations though, from here? How do you see this team? And how much are you expecting? Like, are we going to restrict them
as
anyway?
I said,
150?
I just hope that Ireland have a good go at it. I don't, if I had to predict, I wouldn't predict that, but I would just hope that they have a good go. But apart from India, I just want us to have good games. Like till the Super 8. I mean, I'm getting very overconfident about the Super 8, but I mean, I would hope that, we make it through there. But I'd want some good clashes on the way.
Something that
Of
sprung
course.
a thought in my head of RCB, So RCB went in with this strategy, right? Like, guys, you know what spinners will follow with bat front load and like as an RCB fan, I'll let you guys know, no, not having spinner will always come to bite next year at some stage. Genuinely speaking, like KKR won the whole IPL because of two main spinners.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
We
Like,
always
they
win
will
it
be,
because of spinners.
yeah,
We,
like,
we,
there
we
is no doubt
always
about it.
win it because of spinners.
And
Yeah.
I hope it's just a strategic thing just for this game. I don't really see India now winning this World Cup with Kuldeep Yadav. That will be just bad thinking. I was thinking about Kuldeep and
Hopefully he jumps in. I mean, I'd also really want him to see, want to see him, because you're absolutely spot on, right? Like when you put in the first 11, I think we're too batsman heavy, like batsman heavy, as in like हमारे दिमाग में, like if there are certain players, we'd go Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. That's it. I mean, Bumrah now, of course. But I think he's that fourth player that should be on the list,
yeah,
probably irrespective of the format of the game, nature
yeah.
of the tournament, and nature of the opposition, and nature of the pitch. I think these
I
four
think
players
once
just should
again
be in.
Kuldeep Yadav receives the brunt of things which he didn't do. Like he's been always the scapegoat, or the guy has even improved with the bat. Like it's not like he can't bat now.
Yes.
He can also contribute 10, 15 runs if need be. Like, he
He
has done
has. He
everything
has.
you asked him to do. And still he's made the scapegoat is something which
I
I
think
can't.
fair to say, Abel, if Gautam Gambhir takes over, Kuldeep Yadav is going to have good days. Fair to say that.
Kuldeep Yadav might open the batting. I'm scared for one thing with Gautam Gambhir because he has gone on to make weird statements like Ashwin should bat number 4 for India and stuff like that. So I'm only scared of these things. Like it'll come off well in IPL, but I don't know how far. But I'm a big fan of Gambhir. I hope whenever that happens, it happens. But
Do you want
right
him to
now,
make the
focus
switch,
is
by the way?
either on the World Cup. Final predictions:
Do you
India
want
will
him to
win.
make the switch, by the way?
I want him to
Gambhir?
make this switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I
What
mean,
about
I'm a mixed. I don't know. Let's see. अभी तो आया IPL में हमारे पास. You're
You
just
just
gonna
won an
take him.
IPL, man. What more do you want?
I mean, I don't know, yaar. But let's see.
I
Let's
think
see.
it's confirmed that he's going to be the coach. It's like
Confirmed,
95.
really?
It's 95% confirmed, and
Oh,
he also.
it excites me so much, yaar. It's just so exciting to see Gautam Gambhir. I mean, he was never this popular when he was on the pitch, right? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
never this. I mean, he didn't give these butterflies, I mean, to fans when he was on the pitch. But off the pitch,
Guys
he's
like
just
become,
different.
in footballing terms, Jurgen Klopp of sorts. Like, you know what? You can go out there and
You
do a
know
job.
what? Like, you could almost picture him as the Australian coach. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, literally. Like
that
I'm
sort
just
of
trying
sums
to
it
draw
up for me.
narrative with a football manager because we've never been a big fan of coaches. Right? Coaches never really bothered in cricket. Whoever is a
Yeah.
coach doesn't matter. Maybe for the first time ever, we're just drawing like a football parallel. Who would you put him? Like he's like the Javi Alonso of the modern day era. Like man was a good footballer, invincible with Bayer. Something similar he did with KK. I think Javi Alonso and Gambir, but Javi is much more calmer. Gambir is more outgoing. I don't know, it's tough to draw parallels, man. I know it's tough. What would you put him? Where would you put him as a football manager?
Football manager. Who would I put him as? I'll probably put him in the. I mean, because cricket, I don't see any very sort of tactics, flourishing out of a coach's mind. So a football coach that reminds me of that is, and that also wins, is Carlo Ancelotti, right?
Ooh, no, no,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. He's not
yeah. I
that
mean,
calm, Carlo. Carlo is very calm and old. I mean, you
no,
can
of
put
course,
characters.
you go on the personality and demeanor, then it's a bit different. Then you could go
Yeah, it's a
Mourinho and
personality. The
stuff.
Gambir is a personality. He's no more just a tactician.
Yeah, yeah.
Gambir
See,
is a
of course,
tactician.
you're right. You're right. But it's like whatever he does, it just turns into gold. It just doesn't
Yeah,
turn into gold. It just turns into gold in a second. I mean, it's
yeah.
almost that him as a
Very
coach.
upfront. I'm very, very intrigued to go with Pep Guardiola analogy, but it's not that it's there, right? I mean, he's not bald either, so maybe I'm not going for that Pep Guardiola analogy.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
his
very
Marcus
aggressive.
Rashford take would always be a bit skeptical.
That is
That's
also
gonna
very Pep Guardiola like thing, right? He would just call this guy and be like he's the best player in the world. So I don't
let's
know,
see.
huh?
But
As a
you know
manager,
what? I've seen a couple of, I mean, controversial videos for him against Jay Shah and stuff and all of that topic, and
yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how that frames up. I mean, see,
Mm.
I also
It all
believe that
depends
there's
on
a part
whether
of Gautam
Desha stays in
Gambhir.
BCCI as well. I heard he's going to ICC.
No, I just believe that there's also a part of Gautam Gambhir that knows that this personality of him is selling on the internet. It raises his stakes.
Yeah.
So I just believe that on the camera he might be that, but when
I
Jay
know.
Shah,
I
like,
know. On the other end, that Shah Rukh Khan wouldn't want to let go of Gambhir, like hundred
yeah,
percent.
of course,
Right.
but he
I.
also wouldn't stop him. And
Yeah,
there
you
is
also
no
wouldn't
amount
stop
of
it. Gambhir is bigger
franchisee
than.
cricket that can
Yeah.
stop you from being the
Yeah.
national coach,
I think
right?
that's what
It's
I said. The statement made by Gambhir recently in a school event where he said that I would love to coach India. That settles a lot of questions. Like I would want to coach India. Like that
yeah,
is a big, big indication. Maybe I
it's
think Gambhir is a
Gambhir's
good
Chak
coach.
De India
Let's see.
moment, right?
I mean, we don't know yet. We don't know. Let's not jump the gun. Let the official announcement come.
Yeah, yeah.
There's definitely an official announcement from Rahul Dravid that he's definitely not the coach. So that's out of the way. There's no Lakshman, so it's between Gambhir and whoever it is. So we'll wait for that. But right now, the focus is on the World Cup. We're just going to be playing the first ball in like 15 minutes from now. Obviously, yet another World Cup where we are less hopeful, but we're just hoping that we overperform and we can try to repeat what happened in 2007 because we've this one format we've not been able to crack, right? There's different reasons for it, and funnily enough, not even a single IPL winner is there in this team from this season. So I mean, I wouldn't call that a big deal, but yeah, obviously I would have loved to see Varun Chakravarti part of the Indian team at some stage in T20 format. I mean, I still think he's a phenomenal bowler, but he can't bat either, so I don't think he would have made the 11. So, Indian team is so focused on batters, and I think that's one of the reasons why we. I hope it's not come. It doesn't come to bite us,
It doesn't
because
come to that. Yeah,
I mean, inside me, I'm just burning with that exclusion already. Such a bad mood spoiler because I'm a huge Kuldeep Yadav fan. For me, if you're telling me that Kuldeep Yadav was not going to start, I'm just still pondering on how are we going to control the middle overs without Kuldeep Yadav. So I hope India have an answer for it and India are well prepared. So that's all I would say. Thank you, Antariksh, for joining once again. We've had a pleasure talking about this team and everything around it. Hopefully, we have a win, and we'll be back tomorrow again to review the game of sorts. And have a good night, all of you. Enjoy the game, and see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.